Hello and welcome back to the Cooking with Ruf YouTube channel. How many of you are out there and winter was a long season for you? I live in Michigan. So one thing that you do get tired of in Michigan is the winter and the winter weather. Well, you are in for a treat because today on the Cooking with Ruf show, we are going to show you how to simulate summer. We're going to make barbecued baby back ribs at the crib. Today on Cooking with Ruf. All right, so if I were to ask you what is the key to today's recipe, what would you say, having watched the Cooking with Ruf show already? Ma'am, you in the red shirt.
Preparation.
You are absolutely correct. We have a packed house here at the Cooking with Ruf home kitchen studio today. The answer is preparation. So I have in my MMC, that's my meat marination container, a full rack of baby back ribs that have been cut into 2 pieces and they have been seasoned very lightly. Listen to this. This is key. Go very light on your salt and your seasoning salt. The rest of the seasonings you can go normal levels, but I put salt, seasoning salt, black pepper, cumin, paprika, onion powder, and garlic powder. Again, very light on your salt. Something about when you salt your meat, if you were to salt it like you would for how you normally eat it, when you put that barbecue sauce on it, it would be too salty. So let's avoid that by going very light on your salt. In addition, what helps you in this recipe is having a pan with a rack in it that suspends the meat above the base of the pan. And if also you have a convection roast setting on your oven. So if you want to pan in and look at my oven here, mine has a fan icon that spins. And what happens is it circulates the hot air in the oven and allows the meat to cook from all sides. And so what ends up happening is, regardless of the meat you cook, this works with chicken, it works with pork, it works with beef, you get a nice outer crust on the meat and then you get very tender and juicy meat on the inside. So think about barbecue ribs and how you want those. That's what we're gonna do here today on the Cooking with Ruf show. In addition, I have my barbecue Picasso paintbrush that I'm gonna use to paint a masterpiece of barbecue sauce. And then in here, I have 3 different barbecue sauces that I mix together. I just like to do that. You can use whatever your favorite sauce is. When you get to that point, we'll show you how to apply that thing like a true Picasso here after we take these ribs out. So we're gonna put these in the oven. It's set at 370 convection roast, and we're gonna do that for an hour to an hour, 15, 20 minutes. We'll just have to peek at it as we get to that time frame. And then we'll take them out, we'll slather them up, we'll put them back in there for about 10 more minutes, and then we will slice them up. And I'm telling you, you ain't never tasted no ribs like this. Never. When you see this red apron, all right, here we go. We are going in. All right, folks, that sound means that our ribs are ready to be sauced up. Man, look at them ribs, man. Man, look at that, man. Goodness gracious alive. That's art. That is art. All right, we have taken our baby back ribs out of the oven where they have been convection roasting. You remember what I told you about how that heat circulates in the oven? Look at the bottom of that. Man, just browning, crispiness. Hear that crust on the outside? Crust. Let's take a look at this other one. Man, look at that, man. My. All right, it is time for us to sauce these bad boys up. So, again, in my bowl here, I have 3 different sauces that I put together, and we are about to Picasso it up. In most cases, you want to be kind of careful when you're painting. In this case, you can get a little sloppy. So we're gonna start just slathering on here. Just slathering. Look at that. Look at those brush strokes. My goodness. Just a nice layer. We can splatter it on here. And you know, that actually could be this week's Cooking with Ruf word of the week. Splatterize. We want to splatterize this barbecue sauce on these ribs. And you want to make sure you cover every nook and cranny. Look, I'm painting the sides. And then that's going to give you, once we go back in the oven and we allow that sauce to cook in, that's going to give you that nice outer layer of barbecue sauce. And then because the meat marinated 24 hours, you're going to taste those spices that I described earlier in the video coming out of the meat. And it's just going to be a flavor sensation like you would never believe. So, splatterization. Let's splatterize these ribs. And we'll flip these bad boys over. Now look at these ribs, man. Man, look at that. Look at that. Tremendous splatterization. Just splatterizing it. I went a little UK on me. All right, so now we're gonna flip these over and we're gonna splatterize the bottoms. Let's splatterize the bottoms on these. Oh yeah, look at that. Look at that, man. Man, look at that. Beautiful food, man. Just beautiful food. And if I could describe the smell in here. You got the sweet aromatics and the vinegary aromatics of this barbecue sauce jumping off of that heat coming from these barbecue now oven roasted baby back ribs. Look at that, man. Look at that. Just the care of the application of this sauce, man. I'm telling you, it's gonna make the rib taste better because we have taken such great care to make sure that we're evenly covering every surface of these ribs. We are going back into the oven for about 10 to 15 minutes. Hey folks, if you are getting anything out of the Cooking with Ruf YouTube channel, please like my video, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so that when Cooking with Ruf, that's me, puts out new content on YouTube, you will be first to know. Please share, and I thank you for being here with me for my show today. All right, we have reached the final stages of this week's episode of the Cooking with Ruf YouTube channel, where we made for you barbecued baby back ribs at the grill. By the way, if you are wondering about, if I made this in my home, what would I pair with it? You will want to stay tuned for next week's episode of the Cooking with Ruf YouTube channel. I'm going to show you the perfect side item to put with these barbecued baby back ribs. All right, so we're here. Let's cut into these and let's see what we are looking like. And then, of course, we're going to give these bad boys a try. We're having some challenges here. Oh, there we go. We found the sweet spot. We found the sweet spot. Man, look at that. Look at that juice. Look at that juice on there, man. My goodness gracious alive. And if you want to, when you get to this point, you can, actually hit those sides. Those sides are, pretty much seasoned pork. But if you want to hit those with a little bit of additional sauce, now would be a good time to do that. So we're going to put a few of them. We're not going to go ahead and process everything. We'll put a few ribs here in the plate for the old pit master, the oven master, in this case, to give a try. Splatterize them sides. Man, look at that. Man, look at that, man. Bruh. I ain't even had a bite yet. These too hot to eat right now, actually. So we'll give ourselves some time to let this cool off too. Oh, that side's good. Let me flip this other one over here. My mouth is starting to water. There is some salivation activation occurring. All right, y'all, we have sauced these bad boys up. Let me slide this out of the way a little bit. And it is time to bite into one of these ribs. You got that nice meaty portion right there. I'm gonna just show you. That's where I'm going, right there. This meaty portion right here. Bruh. Tender, juicy, summertime simulating, properly splatterized BBQ Baby Back Ribs from the oven. Once you can do this, you can create summertime in your own home. I hope you enjoyed this episode of the Cooking with Ruf cooking show on YouTube, where we made these wonderful barbecue baby back ribs. And we will see you next time when we make that perfect side, only on Cooking with Ruf.